Woo! 2 uploads in one day. Yeah, something good must be going on here. So real quick, if you haven't, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And also do not forget to hit that notification bell so you can see when I upload. And let's get into this Pennywise look. So y'all, I did a Pennywise look maybe a couple years ago, and yeah, I always told myself, because it was like a last minute Pennywise look, I was gonna do it again. Well, that time came and I said, you know what, let me revamp my Pennywise look. So let's do a cute little glammy Pennywise look, and that's what we did. So at the beginning of the video, I took some brow gel and laid my brows down, because as you notice, there's not too much brow hairs there, so they lay down pretty easy. And I wasn't sure how I wanted to tackle this, so what you saw me do was I used a NYX jumbo pencil and started on my eyes, and I said, oh, I don't want that, because listen, white paint of any type, of anything, get mixed in with something, it's not a good look. So I said, let me stop doing that and start, you know, doing my face with some white paint. So I used the Mehron theatrical white paint. It's a paint stick actually, and I just dipped my brush in it and went over my face. And then I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want this to look all patchy, because if you use water activated paints, some of them look patchy, and I hate that for white paint. I really do, and it drives me nuts. But this one surprisingly didn't look patchy. So what I will say is, if you are doing Halloween makeup and stuff like this, and you're using theatrical paints, the places to get your paints from would be Mehron or Graftopian, Ben Nye, people like that. I wouldn't really kind of work with Walmart. I mean, if you can try it or stuff like that, I mean, it'll work. But yeah, and this is not a grease paint. This is professional theater paint that they would use. So what I did was I painted my whole face white. I laid down all my creams. The rules kind of still apply, so you'll lay down all your creams and stuff, and then you'll set it. And the setting powder that I did use was a white, I know y'all, it was a white Mehron setting powder, which surprisingly isn't flashbacky. It probably is if you use it wrong, but I didn't use too much of it, so I wasn't concerned about it. Plus it's Halloween, but you still don't want to have flashback in your pictures and stuff, and less editing. And like I said before, like I've been saying, remember, there's no filter when you film on a camera. At least not on this camera. There isn't. Now, can you add filters? You absolutely can, but we work smarter, not harder. So, right now I'm going over my eyes, making sure they're blacked out. And the other thing that I didn't do, and I probably should have did, was put down a primer. I wasn't too concerned about it, because I mean, it's Pennywise and we wanted it to look sexy, a little grungy, but nevertheless nice and neat, nothing too sloppy, because even though it is Halloween, you still want to be able to tell what's going on. And that's just, you know, I learned stuff like that just from watching different shows and movies and stuff, and you always want somebody to know what you are versus going, huh, what is that, or I can't tell what's going on. So I mean, that's something you learn over time. It's not something that happens overnight. So yeah, that's about it. So my eyes are kind of like translucent because there's no primer under there, but like I said, I didn't care. But I just set the cream, the powder, the white powder, and my cheeks. So I am working on adding some lipstick that is a prototype that may be out next year, may not sure, but that is a gorgeous red. So that's what I'm doing now, add some liquid lipstick. And I know a lot of people have been asking, will we get liquid lipsticks back? And the answer is, you gotta wait. I know y'all were ready to hear some good news. But yeah, so what I did was I overlined my lips. Yes, I do overline my lips depending on what shape I want. and what the occasion is. I wanted them to look nice and juicy, so I overlined them to give that nice bubbly look, because later we are going to be adding glitter. So right now I am adding black brows on. I started using a pencil, and then I said I do not want to use a pencil, so I used my eyeshadow palette that has black in there, and then I did as you would do if you had concealer. I took the white paint and a sharp brush and cleaned up above my brows and underneath my brows, and just made sure everything was blended. And you want to make sure when you're working with white paints and stuff that everything's blended, and just take your time, because listen, I did this in one go, and normally if I'm not sure about a look, especially with like Halloween looks and stuff, I'll do it maybe once or twice, and sometimes you have to do it more than once, which kind of sucks, but you want to make sure you're getting everything the way it's supposed to be and getting it right, because if not, it will show up. So I did this in one take, which was pretty good, and I was rushing for a multitude of reasons, so the pressure was on. Like, you're messing with white paint, black, red, and you're rushing. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend, highly does not recommend rushing when using these colors, because it can go wrong. But yeah, so that's all I'm saying. Make sure you give yourself enough time. Even though this video is like, I think 20 something minutes, or maybe 19 minutes or so, this took me an hour and a half to do, because I was being very, very careful. So yeah, give yourself some time. So right now you're seeing, and you guys will see throughout the video too, that it'll be turning really bright and really dark, which I don't know why my camera did that, and I wasn't paying attention because I was rushing. But yeah, I right now am coloring my nose. I'm using another Mehron paint stick, which is red. I got these from the website. It's mehron.com, which of course be sure to check in the description below for the website, so in case you need to buy it. And if you're gonna buy your Halloween stuff, you should probably do that now, if you're not going to get it from your regular local grocery store or like a Walmart or something. So right now I'm drawing these lines on, and how I deciphered where I wanted to put these lines was I made sure I was looking completely straight, and I went from where my pupil was, and that's how I drew those lines on, because you know, you want stuff to kind of be symmetrical on your face the best you can. So I went over them real quick. Originally I was gonna put some glue on there because the look does require glitter, but when you have like paints and stuff like this, wax paints or grease paints or whatever, you can kind of just go ahead and stick it, but if you got to make sure they're kind of set. So that's what I did, and I wanted the lines have to be in a pretty good space, because you know it's Pennywise and he has that evil grin, and you know, if the lines aren't in the right space, you won't get that effect that he has. And shout out to Bill Skarsgård, who I actually watched his interviews and said that was not CGI. So I said, oh, it's not, that can be done, so let's give it a go. And sure enough, it works. So if you feel a little evil, and even though it's not acting, it is makeup, you think evil things and naughty things, and get your little Pennywise grin on, and it worked out. I said, hey, go me. So yeah, and also he did mention that his eye thing, where his eye looks like it's kind of crooked, that was all him too. So fun fact about Pennywise. And I am a personal lover of Stephen King, so hopefully maybe one day he'll come across this and watch it. But yeah, I won't, you know, I'll pray to the Halloween gods, but yeah, maybe one day. So right now, what you have seen after me rambling, I'm applying glitter to my nose. I did add glue to my nose just to try it out, and I was trying to drag it on there because remember, I'm rushing. So, but you can't drag glitter, you have to pat it. And that is not glitter from my makeup palette, that is just glitter from like Michael's that I had, and I just pat it on there. And you want to make sure you pat it on there, because if you just start dragging it and stuff, it'll get everywhere. Remember, it's white paint, so red glitter will definitely become very messy. So just take your time with the glitter, make sure you pat it in there. And even still, I was trying to go against the grain and drag it, but I said that this is not gonna work, so I had to definitely take my time and pat, just quickly pat in there, and the paint was able to adhere to it. If you're going out though, I would say go ahead and use eyelash adhesive or Pros-Aid or spirit gum, but remember, when you use that could get messy too, because you have to tap Pros-Aid and spirit gum in order for it to get tacky, and then you have like a short amount of time to apply whatever you need to get it to adhere properly. So you can get like a Pros-Aid from online stores and stuff, your Halloween stores, because Pittsburgh unfortunately is running out of good Halloween stores. We used to have a whole bunch like in our strip district, but they closed right before the pandemic. Broke my heart. They had contact lenses, stage makeup, all types of stuff. It was my dream come true, and then as soon as I found them, they left. They were like, well, we can't stay. What? Then there was another place I used to go to in Ohio, and they closed. So it is starting to become really hard to find stuff. You have to order it online, and if you do, you have to do it very early so you can make sure you get it, because people like me and anybody else doing special effects or theatrical makeup, you're not going to find it, especially around Halloween time. It's going to be really, really hard to find. I do believe there is one guy left here in Pittsburgh. Don't get me wrong, I want to say he's on the West End, I think. It's called Spotlight something. I have to get back to y'all about that name in my next video. But he was a store, like a little personal intimate store, and he carries costumes and Ben Nye, Mehron, and stuff like that. Other than that, you gotta mail out for it. And if you do get your stuff off of Amazon, be sure that it is that store, because sometimes there's third parties and you don't want to deal with that, and the makeup could not be what it's supposed to be. Alright y'all, so I just applied some bottom lashes. My lashes, they're called Still Poppin'. Normally I don't do under eyelashes, but it's Halloween time, so why not? And now I'm applying my top lashes. I used a small pair of lashes for underneath and a big pair of lashes for above. I was gonna layer them, but I didn't want it to look like I was sleepy and my eyes were too closed. Plus I was gonna be putting in contacts. Also, I do recommend, if your eyes are sensitive, like if you can do your makeup without your contacts and stuff, then go ahead. If not, then by all means put them in before. But me personally, I don't like fallout, and sometimes I'm messy, so I normally put my contacts in after. Now if you think your eyes are gonna water and stuff, then by all means knock yourself out and put them in there prior. So we're just doing some finishing touch-ups to this makeup. Even though it looked like it was simple, it really wasn't. This was like an hour and a half. So yeah, I'm just doing some touch-up, and I used Fenty Bombshell, or the diamond glow thing she has, the silver glitter, for a highlight, but because of the camera, you can't really see it. So it didn't do it no justice, but it is there. And I'm just doing some quick touch-ups, and that's it. We are done. We are at the end of our look. Once again, thank you guys for joining me for this time. My little collar I got from Spirit Halloween. My contacts I got from, I think it's Quazo.com, I believe, or the TTDeye.com. You can get them from there. I can't tell you what color they are. I've had these for a year. I just didn't wear them. Does not highly recommend. But if you do wear your contacts, I think they have a shelf life of 12 months. So after that, you should probably throw them away. But yeah, I'll have all the the links and everything where I got my little ruffle collar, my contact lenses from. You can't really see, but I have pigtails on my hair that I got from my friend's hair store. Also, the teeth or the fingernails, I think I talked about, and some moldable stuff that I got a couple years ago. So I just stuck it on there real quick and boom, buck teeth, because I'm like, I don't have time to run out and buy buck teeth. So yeah, and I had to watch a YouTube video to make a sailboat because I never made a sailboat before as a kid. So yeah, unfortunately, I made paper cranes and stuff, but yeah, so I made my little SS Georgie sailboat. And yeah, that is the end of our look. So thank you again for joining me. I appreciate it. I love y'all, and hopefully you guys will give this look a try, and I'll see some Pennywises for Halloween. Bye.